Hi guys, welcome to your January subscription box. Just going to go over your instructions with you to make it easier to understand. All your instructions are written right here in this neat little booklet. First project is the felt snowman on canvas. You've got this great little bling bag full of all sorts of fun stuff. In it you'll find your snowman. You can punch out any spots that's still stuck together. And I'm just going to put that over to the side for a second because first thing you want to do is prep your canvas board. And this canvas board is literally a blank canvas for you to do whatever you would like to. You've got your paints, we've got primary colors, and then you know if you mix red and blue together you get purple, red and yellow together you get orange, and blue and yellow you get green. And then there's also a tub of white paint. We put white paint in a big container because you'll be using a lot of this for your projects. And adding a little bit of red to white makes pink, and you can make it a light blue, so this will lighten up any colors. I would reserve this black for one of our other projects, plus it'll keep your background from looking too heavy. So some ideas for the background would be to create a snowy scene. A hint with white paint is that a little bit of color goes a long way. And you want to reserve some of this white for one of our other projects, so I would dish some out onto a disposable paper plate and do some mixing on there. A little bit of blue will make this look nice and light, like a light blue for snow. You could make just a sunny rainbow in the back. I think sometimes we need more rainbows in the winter time, some more light. You can make it abstract and colorful. Really, you can do whatever you would like. The sky is literally the limit. When you're done painting your canvas, you can put it to the side to dry, and you can work on decorating your fun little felt snowman. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that this part in the paint is this special like crystal glitter paint, and it looks like snow when you put it on, but you want to use that on top of another color. If you just paint that alone, it just will end up looking clear with a few sparkles in it. But it looks great layered on top of your blues or your pinks or your yellows or any color you choose. So in your little bling bag, we have our supplies for our snowman. These sparkles can be used at the end to be put around in the sky. They're super cool because they already have a sticky backing. So you can put those in your sky. Save some though for the snowflake drawings that you also get to do in this kit. In this little bag, we have all sorts of fun stuff. You get 2 googly eyes that you can glue on your snowman. Orange paper so you can cut out your own carrot for a nose. We have the hat that you can glue on. Your glue is in this part right here. You can use the Q-tip to apply the glue. You just need a little bit. Paper will stick pretty easy. Got 3 cute pieces of like a ribbon that you can create a scarf by putting 1 piece and then 2 pieces like this. And then you've got some buttons. You might want to take a button and put the button here to decorate the scarf. We gave you 5 buttons so you could kind of play around with the colors. And ta-da, pretend that there is a little nose there. You can also cut out a mouth out of this. And then when this is dry, when your canvas is dry and your snowman is dry, you'll want to put some glue on the back of the snowman with your Q-tip and glue it onto the canvas, and you have your finished snowman canvas painting. It's called a collage because we've used so many different types of materials. I'm just going to move this guy over here for right now. And I'm going to move onto our second, which is the Peek-a-Boo polar bear painting. For that, we have supplied a piece of dark blue construction paper, and we already have the polar bear outline drawn on it to make your life easy. And your finished product will look something like this. It's super simple. You want to use your white paint, so make sure your white paint stays white, and your bigger brush, and you're just going to paint paint nice and fluffy. No right or wrong way to do it. Doesn't have to all be filled in. And you'll paint in your head and your ears. You can use your small brush and a little bit of the black paint to do your eyes and your nose and your mouth. And then you can use your Q-tip or the back of your paintbrush to do snowflakes in the sky. And if you find an even more exciting way to add some bling or character to this, go for it. And you don't have to do these projects in order either. Next we have the watercolor snowflakes. This is an example of some watercolor snowflakes that I've worked on. You can also use your skill that you'll learn drawing snowflakes and add snowflakes to your polar bear. You're going to get this neat little sheet that shows you how to draw snowflakes, starting with just a very simple shape. This is just ideas you can add to it. If you look at my example, there's all sorts of fun ones. You can practice doodling on a piece of paper first if you want, or head straight for your watercolor paper. I usually do it in a pencil first, and then you go over top of it with the black permanent marker. When the black permanent marker is dried, I'll go back and I'll erase my pencil marks. It's just an extra step, but it looks really nice. And then the neat thing that happens is when you paint on top of the black marker, the watercolor will show through. And so we gave you the watercolor paints that are right here. There's even a brush in there. It says keep for future projects on some of these, and you want you to put these away so that when we do other watercolor based projects in our kits that you'll already have your watercolor paints. And then don't be afraid to like mix the colors. Like I'm going to mix some blue and some purple together, and I'm going to make sure that it's definitely watered down, because if it's too solid or too opaque, it'll cover up too much of the black ink. Look, I did some purple, some blue in there. I just think that's fun how it shows through. And then if you want to, for some added pizzazz, you can take one of your sticky gems and stick it in the middle. And maybe only some of your snowflakes have sticky gems on them. And if you wanted to take it to another level, you could give it as a Valentine for somebody and write the words, "I love you snow much" on them. Unlimited potential. Too fun. Okay, so next we have the Fresh Start Journal. We found these adorable little blank journals. I'm sure you've got crayons and markers at home. You can decorate the cover any way you want. Put some stickers on it. You could even use, again, some of your bling for the front. And then you've got all these fun blank pages. And the great thing about this journal is it's just the right size to take with you anywhere. So if you're bored, waiting in the car, if you're just, I don't know, bored at somebody's house, you can have this with you in your mom's purse or in your book bag. And then we also have a whole list of doodle prompts. So if you run out of ideas of what to draw, you can consult with your list and do something like invent your own insect, or draw a home in outer space, or fill the page with robots. Your Sharpie will also be fun to use in this. But a tip with the Sharpie is put a piece of paper between the papers if you're going to use the Sharpie, because it'll bleed through and you don't want to waste 2 pieces of paper doing one design because the Sharpie bled through. Alrighty, next, last but not least, we have the watercolor pom-pom hat. Here is an example of like a finished product. A lot of fun stuff goes into this. You'll use, hopefully you've got crayons at home. Just to give you an example of how this process works, you'll take your crayons, and I'm just going to use one color, but you can draw some sort of really cool design on your hat, and you want to press really hard with your crayons, and you want to use some super bright colors. And then you'll go back to your watercolor paints and you'll paint on top of your super bright colors with a color that would be kind of an opposite. So if you're using a super bright blue, then you'd want to paint a red on top of it, or like a warm color. So cool colors would be colors like blue and green and purple. And on a blue and green and purple, you'd want to paint maybe a warm color on top of it, like a red, a pink, or a yellow or an orange. So I'm going to say that's more of a warm color because it's a neon green. So I'm going to see what happens when I put a little bit of blue on there. See how, I'll put a little more water. See how cool that is? It's called a resist, and the wax in the crayon resists the water in the watercolor, and it shows through. And I think that looks pretty awesome. So you can decorate your hat with your crayons. Then we've also included cotton balls. And you can spread, I always like to spread a cotton ball out a little bit more. You can spread it out, and you can use your glue and your Q-tip. You don't even need that much glue because these are so light, and cover the bottom portion of your hat. Here is the hat shape you guys have. So we'll cover the bottom portion of this. And then, super fun part, you guys get what I refer to as a pom-pom medallion. And it looks like this, okay? And what it is a bunch of loops tied together. So you can take some scissors, and don't feel like you have to rush because some scissors are sharper than others. And you can cut just a few little loops at a time. And as you see, as you're cutting these little loops, the pom-pom's going to start opening up. Okay, little loops. Maybe you might need a parent to help you, but I don't know. My daughter's been cutting open pom-poms since she was about in kindergarten, so you probably can do this. And again, even if you want to just take one loop at a time and cut it, that works. But I'm going to cut a bunch at once just to speed you guys up. All right, so I'm going to open this. You see, it starts to fluff out and looks pretty cool. And then it's kind of I'm going to go and look for added little loops here. I might need some snipping, right? And then that still looks a little funky. So maybe you want to go, and I always say, give it a haircut. You want to trim it up. All right, so you've got a nice little fluff ball, and you can glue that nice little fluff ball right onto the top of your adorable hat. You can use the glue we provided, or if you guys do have a glue gun in your house, it might be helpful just to get that glue gun out for one squirt to stick it there. But that glue should work. You just have to let it sit there for a while to dry. If you put it on right away with the glue and then try to hang it up, the ball's probably going to fall off. Alrighty, and then just a little bonus is a fun coloring sheet. So you can sit down and just relax and enjoy coloring in all those pretty little snowflakes behind our snowman here. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to email or text me and Deb. Have fun.